What if I told you the clock just started ticking on a move that could flip the NFC North before most fans even find their seats on Monday night? What if I said a trusted target, a chain-moving heartbeat of this offense, is suddenly at the center of whispers so loud inside Halas Hall you can hear them in the parking lot? Breathe, Bears fans. The air feels different tonight, like someone tugged a loose thread, and now the whole sweater's threatening to unravel, or tighten perfectly, if the front office pulls it right. This is Bears News Fan Report. Hit subscribe, tap that like, and lock in because the next few minutes could change the way you watch Week 1. Here's what we know without knowing. The staff is pushing tempo, the quarterback's voice is louder, and the standard has been raised. But when standards go up, personnel questions get sharper. Behind the scenes, coaches are testing contingency, plans, shuffling reps, and stress testing red zone packages. That's normal in September until it isn't. Until a name becomes a pivot point. Until the quiet what if turns into, no, seriously, what if? Layer in the urgency. Health isn't binary right now, it's a spectrum. A couple of rooms feel light. The numbers at certain positions aren't where you'd love them to be. And when that happens, two things start buzzing: special teams elevations and trade machine tabs. You can practically see the depth chart breathing. Next man up, sure. But next move in? That's the question the league watches when a team with real expectations starts to tinker. Now about the head coach and the kid under center. This is the part that makes the moment so combustible. The offense is being sculpted in real time, route by route, read by read. Confidence is real. Film sessions are sticky, growth feels bankable. But every sculptor needs the right chisel. Every young QB needs that security blanket on 3rd and 7, the guy who sits down in a window, takes the hit, and stands up smiling. If that piece is uncertain, even for a minute, the ripple touches everything: spacing, hot routes, audibles, even how you manage the 2-minute drill. Pull the camera back and look at the division. Up north, a rival with yellow helmets never stops sniffing for leverage. In the east, a few teams need cap gymnastics. Out west, there's always a GM who thinks he's one smart phone call away from looking like a genius. When the Bears' phone lights up, it's never random. It's timing plus need plus nerves. And right now, the timing is loud. So why all the hush-hush energy? Because this isn't a depth chart footnote. This is core identity stuff. We're talking leadership in the huddle, third down chemistry with the quarterback, red zone trust, those invisible threads that make an offense click when the stadium feels like it's shaking. Move that piece even a little, and you're not just swapping names. You're rewriting the subtext of every key snap. You can feel players reading the room. Captains matter. Reps matter. Who stays late and who leaves early matters. The vibe in. The building tells on itself. Jokes get a little shorter. Eyes get a little squintier. Coaches start speaking in sentences that sound simple and mean everything. We're evaluating. We like our guys. We'll do what's best for the team. That's not a smoke alarm. That's a countdown clock, all right? You waited. You earned the name. The player tied to all this speculation, the one whose role, value, and future are being dissected from the locker room to the Lake Michigan breeze, is Cole Kmet. Let that sit with you for a beat, because if you're feeling your stomach drop, you're not alone. Kmet is more than a position. He's a pressure valve. He's the guy who erases a bad play call with a great catch, who makes a young quarterback, right when the timing's half a step off, who blocks just enough and battles just enough to let the offense breathe. That's exactly why rival teams poke around. That's exactly why fans get nervous when the whispers get legs. And that's exactly why the front office has to be ice cold. Do you listen? Do you reframe? Do you double down? On the field, his value is math, you feel. Third and medium, he runs that option seam where the linebacker's feet tell a story. Kmet reads it like a librarian, turns, shields, and gives the QB a living, breathing, throwing lane. In the red zone, he's the "because I said so" target, the route you call because trust beats perfect coverage. And in the run game, He's the hinge on those split-flow looks that turn a 3-yard gain into 7 and keep your script on schedule. Take that away, or even threaten to, and defensive coordinators start salivating. Keep it, and your quarterback sleeps better. So what's driving the chatter? Part reality, part leverage, part calendar. Reality, teams ask about good players. That's the job. Leverage, if you're extending, restructuring, or simply firming up roles, whispers help or hurt, depending on who's holding the megaphone. Calendar. Week 1 is the last honest moment before the season paints over every plan with results. If you want to test the market, you do it now. If you want to slam the door, you do it louder now. Here's my blunt read. If you're serious about lifting a young quarterback into a real November push, removing his most reliable inside-the-numbers friend is playing with fire in a dry summer. If you're absolutely convinced the offense can replace that trust from the committee, more 12 personnel, a bigger slice for a second tight end, a slot receiver stealing some of those option routes, then you'd better be right fast, because the first 3 games write a narrative, and narratives move seasons. Could there be a scenario where you listen and still win? Sure, a massive haul, a player-for-player swap that upgrades a screaming need without gutting the middle of the field. Creative protections on picks. But those are narrow bridges in a windstorm, easier to talk about than to cross. Let's also put ourselves in the helmet. For the quarterback, Kmet is the friend who shows up early and leaves late, the guy who underlines the install notes and then underlines the underlines. That stuff doesn't trend on social, but it saves seasons. For the OC and head coach, he's the shortcut to rhythm. First drive, quick stick to settle the kid. Second drive, leak into the flat against blitz. Third drive, sit in the soft spot to keep the clock friendly. You change that, you're not just changing plays, you're changing emotional tempo. Now, because this is Bears News Fan Report and not a bedtime story, here's the truth in big font. As of right now, there is no official trade. There is no signed paper. What there is, heat, timing, and a name that matters enough to make the room go quiet. This is speculation with teeth, the kind that forces a franchise to declare who it wants to be in crunch time. Are you building an ecosystem for your quarterback to thrive, or are you chasing an abstract future at the cost of his present? Why, stance? You don't set a young QB up for a step forward by pulling the rug on his most bankable read, unless the return makes the locker room nod in unison. If there's no return like that, and there usually isn't, then you send a message instead. The middle of the field belongs to Chicago, and the chain mover stays home. If the front office wants to get bold at edge, at depth, in the backfield, at swing tackle, places where a single addition can tilt Sundays without ripping out the offense's spine. So here's the ask for you. Drop your gut in the comments. Would you even entertain offers for Kmet? Or is that a hard red line in a year where the quarterback's development is the entire ball game? What return would move you? Picks. Approven. Defender, a package deal that resets 2 rooms at once? And what does your Week 1 script look like if you're protecting the middle of the field like it's Fort Knox? Stay locked. Keep your notifications on. This is the part of the season where a whisper on a Tuesday becomes a headline by Friday, or fizzles into a lesson about leverage. Either way, we'll be here to cut through the noise, tell the truth, and ride the roller coaster with you. Bear down, Chicago. The clock's still ticking, and the next snap just got a lot more interesting.